if Jack, Jay, John, Lane, Liam, Lionel, Lewis. Nat, Nate, Natalie, Black Widow, Nat. What if I don't know if veal is a fish or not? But I do. I'm recording here, I'm recording there, I'm recording everywhere, like a Dr. Seuss novel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the channel, this channel. Welcome back. We are going to take a look at PrepTest 3 today. So we are moving right along. We are on our 9th game. We've already covered the first 2 prep tests. 2 different sections, pretty disparate difficulty levels so far, but of course sections can run the gamut, and as I've said before, it's actually better for you if the sections are particularly difficult. Don't know what to expect on this one. Happens to be the first section of PrepTest 3, which I'm guessing is December 1991. I should probably not guess. Let's look that up. PrepTest 3. I should be guessing. December 1991. I'm a good guesser. Well, let's jump right in. Oh gosh, we do not have a lot of room for this one. I mean, it is what it is. Well, you guys don't have to worry about that anymore because the test being, on computer now, you can just do whatever you want on scratch paper. Should I do the same thing here? Maybe. I don't love the idea. I'm going to try it. I'll try it. We'll try it. We'll see how it goes. 3 couples, John and Kate, Lewis and Marie, and Nat and Olive have dinner in a restaurant together. Kate, Marie, and Olive are women. The other 3 are men. Each person orders one and only one of the following kinds of entrees: pork chops, roast beef, swordfish, tilefish, and veal cutlet. The 6 people order in a manner consistent with the following conditions. So we're trying to figure out... Okay, so given a couple, they don't order the same thing as each other. The men also don't order the same thing as each other. I think this is basically a mapping game. I think we're going to do a mapping setup. In which case, it's the people themselves who are going to build our diagram. So let's try this anyway. We've got... That was too many. We've got... So I'm going to do John and Kate, plus 8. Lewis and Marie... in that second one, and then Nat and Olive in that third one. So I'm just putting their names there so I remember who they are, but what we're trying to fill in are these blanks, top and bottom in each case. And then my elements would be PRSTV. Wait, there are only 5? PRSTV. Okay, so everyone only orders one meal, one and only one, and they can't order any meal that's not on this list. But we actually only have 5 meals for the 6 people, so one of these elements is going to end up being used twice. So that's interesting. PRSTV, and again, something's going to go twice. I'll just put 2x question mark. Let's go ahead and jump into the clues now. The 2 people in each couple do not order the same kind of entree as each other. So basically, P can't go over P, R can't go over R, S can't go over S, T can't go over T, V can't go over V. And initially I think to myself, well, wait, only one element's going to be doubled. Is this really that helpful of a clue? But then the fact that they're giving us this clue makes me think, oh wait, did they say every meal gets used? And I don't think they did. Each person orders one and only one of the following kinds of entrees. So the meals can be reused, presumably as many times as we want. It's just any given person will only be ordering from that list and only orders one item. So actually this is not true. I mean, it's still the truth that something is going to be doubled for sure, but there may be several items that are doubled. So I don't know that that's actually going to be super helpful to symbolize. None of the men orders the same kind of entree as any of the other men. So once we use something on top, we can't reuse it. This might be something like, P doesn't go next to P. So this is where the 2-dimensionality of our game comes in. We know things up and down can't repeat, and we're also saying things across can't repeat. But what we don't want to get confused on this clue by is the idea that they just can't be next to each other. Like, it's not the case that we could put the pork chops with J and with N at the end. And of course, we don't even know what order they're sitting in or anything. This is just a map we're building so that we can keep track of who's ordering what. So I'm just going to leave it this way. P not next to P, R not next to R, S not next to S, T not next to T, V not next to V. Marie orders the swordfish. Absolute favorite kind of clue. So there it is. Marie is done. Neither John nor Nat orders a fish entree. Oh, that's interesting. So we have to keep in mind what kinds of entrees things are. So John and Nat can't have swordfish or tilefish. What if I don't know if veal is a fish or not? but I do. John and Nat cannot have swordfish or tilefish. So John cannot do swordfish or tilefish. Nat cannot do swordfish or tilefish. Olive orders roast beef. Again, absolute best kind of clue. Olive is done. So 2 of the 3 women already done. And again, this is where some of the mapping deductions come into play. You can tell we can figure out a lot about what can't go in certain places. So S can't go on top here because we can't have any couple ordering the same item. R can't go here. And so really N is already down to either P or V. And L, no, not L. Well, I was going to say maybe we could figure out something similar for L or J, but I actually don't think we can. J is going to be P, V, or R, but I think it could be any of the 3. Am I missing any deductions? Oh, this only goes for the men. That will be important to remember. This is only true for the top of the diagram. It's only the men that can't order the same meal. So like K right now, she could order any of anything. S, R, T, V, and P. I can't reuse these clues because I don't know what other people order, and I don't know for sure what's on top yet, so I can't use that clue. And I think that's pretty much all the clues, right? Yeah, I think that's it. So let's go ahead and jump into number 1. Which one of the following is a complete and accurate list of the entrees, any one of which Lewis could order? Well, on the one hand, this is not a true, pick a clue style question where we can just take a clue and then eliminate any answer choice that violates that clue. But yeah, actually, I'm not going to do this yet. The only thing we know about Lewis is it seems like he can't order, steak, swordfish. I mean, so for sure we could cross off C and E, but then beyond that, well, I don't know. Right now we could say D. We could go with D. I usually like to work out the specific scenarios first so I can have a little more confidence here about what I have and have not seen yet. So I may come back and double check that one later on. Let's go ahead and get into some specific questions instead. Number 4, if John orders veal cutlet, then which one of the following statements must be true? Okay, so if John orders veal cutlet, well, we always want to bring down everything we know. If John orders veal, then Nat can't order veal because none of the men order the same thing. So that has to be P. Now L, Lane, whatever the name is, Lewis, cannot be V, P, or S, can't ever be S. And so has to be either T or what's the other one? R. Could be R. For the women, Kate can't be veal, but beyond that, I'm not really seeing anything for sure. If John orders veal cutlet, which one of the following statements must be true? Kate orders roast beef. We didn't know about Kate. Kate orders swordfish. I don't think either one of those is a must be true. Lewis orders tilefish. Again, that's possible, but as far as I can tell, at least yet, it's not a must be true. Lewis orders veal. That's actually not even possible. Nat orders pork chops. Yes, that was the one. Very good. It's got to be E. Number 5, if none of the 6 people orders pork chops, which one of the following statements must be true? This is a great example where even if we had been confused about the distribution of elements at the beginning, the question would now confirm for us, oh, you don't have to use every single meal. Now, if we had to go back and change something, that would be unfortunate, but not as unfortunate as missing questions, right? So this is something nice. If none of the 6 people orders pork chop, which one of the following statements must be true? Well, we're going to get kind of a similar-ish setup here, because again, pork chop is one of the only 2 things that Nat can have. Of course, we bring down what we know, and now Nat is going to have to do veal, which means that Lewis cannot do veal and already can't do S. J can't do S, T, or V, and so J can only do R or P, and then Lewis would be any of T, R, and P. That's all I'm seeing at the moment, though. Let's see. What must be true? I don't feel like I have enough here. John orders veal. Well, that's not even possible, so it can't be A. Kate orders tilefish. That seems at least possible, but I don't know why that should be a must be true. Lewis orders tilefish. Again, that's possible, but I don't see why that has to be true. Oh, wait, if none of the 6 people orders pork chops. Oh, gosh, goodness. Sometimes. All right, so actually, that means that J has to do R, which was, neither of the choices. Okay, but it does get us that. So J's definitely doing R. Lewis is definitely doing T. And that was the one, right? Yeah, there it is. C. Okay, very good. Number 5, C. Pretty good so far. Plus, we've got 7 questions here. It's always nice to get an easier game with a lot of questions. Number 6, if Lewis orders pork chops, which one of the following is a complete and accurate list of the entrees, any one of which John could order? So if Lewis orders pork chops, let's see what happens here. Again, we always bring down what we know. S and R. If Lewis orders pork chops, that means that Nat must order veal. So you can see this PV deduction was pretty important here. Now, I like to say deductions are not required. Any deduction you miss, it's going to be okay, because deductions are simply natural consequences of the rules, and as long as you're following the rules, you'll be all right. But it certainly is nice to find deductions, particularly when they seem to be the key to the game, like this PV deduction for Nat. What else can we say? Well, can't be S, T, P, or V for Jake, so it has to be roast, so that means Kate cannot be roast. But then beyond that, I don't see anything else. Let's see, what did we want to know? What is a complete and accurate list of the entrees, any one of which John could order? Well, he has to order R. That's what we figured out. So A is the best choice there. All right, 7 could be another specific question. Suppose does sometimes begin specific questions, but I can see pretty quickly it's changing the rules of the game. It's taking away that rule that said people in the same couple do not order the same meal, and it's replacing it by saying that they do order the same kind of entree as each other. So we're going to save this for the very end of the game. Let's go ahead and work through the other 2 general questions, 2 and 3. Which one of the following statements could be true? John orders the same kind of entree as Marie. Did J and M ever order the same kind of entree? Well, no, because M is always swordfish and John is never swordfish. So that's not possible. B, Kate orders the same kind of entree as Nat. Well, Kate seems like she can have pretty much anything. Kate orders the same thing as Nat? Yeah, couldn't she be V? I mean, here or here, really, in either of those places? Yeah, I think we're going to go with B here. So, as always, remember, we want to find the one that works and move on, and that is answer choice B. So, number 2 is B. Number 3, which one of the following statements must be true? I'm looking quickly through the choices to see, is there anything like our deductions, like Nat does, P or V? Must be true. I'm not seeing anything. So then let's go ahead and jump into the answer choices. One of the men orders P or V. Well, I mean, Nat is always going to have to do P or V. So yeah, that has to be A. Time for the specific question, almost done here. Suppose that the people in each couple both order the same kind of entree as each other, rather than order different kinds of entrees. If all other conditions remain the same and no 2 women order the same kind of entree, then which one of the following statements could be true? Interesting. So they're essentially changing one rule and giving us an additional rule. The changing rule is that now, rather than saying we can't have 2 people in a couple ordering the same item, we have to. But then the rule that they're adding on is they're saying no 2 women order the same kind of entree. So basically the same rule that had already applied to the men. Let's just quickly jot down a scenario for number 7. So we should still have S and R in those positions, and now that people have to eat the same thing, that's going to be S and R for Lane and Nat. Beyond that, if Jack is still not supposed to have a fish, then, and he can't have R, he's going to have to be P or V. And of course, whatever he is, Kate is as well. So she is also either P or V. Wait, I'm wearing my glasses now. I forgot I wasn't wearing them. I had to, doesn't matter. Okay, well, let's see. No 2 women order the same kind of entree. Yeah, that's still the case. Which one of the following statements could be true? John orders roast beef. Nope, that's not possible. John orders swordfish. Nope, that's still not possible. So we're going to cross off A and B. Kate orders roast beef. Well, Kate has the same thing John does, so no, that's not possible. 2 people order pork chops. Well, that would just mean that P would have to go here and here, and so I think that's the one. If Jack and Kate or John and Kate plus 8 have pork chops, then, so I'm going to circle D, and there it is. We are all done. D, B, A, E, C, A, D. Debay-cad. 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 There it is. Pretty good. So what was nice about that, obviously it was not super hard, but even beyond that, it was a not super hard game with 7 questions. So we got quite a bit done there, banked a lot of points, and now we can move on to the rest of the section and hopefully get even more, which we will do later on. I hope that was helpful to you. Be sure to comment down below if there's a game you'd like me to move up in the arrangement. I don't have to do these in any particular order. I'm simply going through them chronologically, but if there's one you'd prefer I work, I'm happy to work it. And otherwise, I will see y'all next time.